it's not a direct thing or an assurance that once we have an Igbo presidency, therefore all our problems are solved. Examples are there to show that it doesn't always work that way.
But let's have it first.
You will get it, but it's important that in your trying to have it, understand that you need an alliance. That's the point I'm trying to make. You cannot have it because you desire to have it. You have to understand that before. And how can you even decide? How would you know what is right? Just study history. How did Ojukwu at some point came back from after his exile, came back and supported the Northerners to become president?
Yes.
Ojukwu has also run for president. Why didn't Igbo people vote for him? And not just that, how did Obasanjo become president? He even lost in his polling unit, but the North decided that he was going to be the president. How did Yar'Adua become president? How did Goodluck become president? How did Buhari become president? How did Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu become president? You must have collaboration. If you don't have collaboration, you can't succeed. And if you also continue to insult people, then your ability to collaborate is questionable. Because what you're saying is that you're more superior to people. I have a friend, Aminu Buhari, is from Kano. He usually tells me that anytime he begins to think that he is now more superior to me in understanding, he begins to question his own self. You know, even if you think that people are stupid, you don't rub it on their faces. Mm-hmm. In any case, why would you even think that you are better or you are smarter than the next person?
Yes.
Why would I come into this room and thinking that I'm smarter than you? Why would I have that kind of posturing? So we think we are the best in everything, but and like I told you, like I always advocate. Okwa J primary school Nekulobia, J Oko Polytechnic, serve on nature. You are limited in your understanding as to how Nigeria operates. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
J primary school Nekulobia, J Oko Polytechnic, may you service no nature. Also go to Abule Nugu. You can't see Nigeria beyond what is around you. Mm-hmm. That's why they introduced youth service. So that you can go to another place. And I can tell you, having lived and worked in northern Nigeria, having lived and worked in western Nigeria, I can tell you the strengths and weaknesses of every. Let me tell you, if you see an Hausa man anywhere and speak his language, he falls in love with you. Do you understand my point? That's why they always do business with us. They feel very comfortable. How do you even feel when somebody that's not an Igbo person greets you in Igbo language? So, do you understand the point? So, that's how you build alliances. I was trained in top world business schools by a northerner, not even a brother from
the East.
So, it's not all that gloomy. When we paint the picture that we know this. No, there are people that also know better than us, that can do better than us in so many other areas. And that's why you require that collaboration. So, that's why I always tell people, if you haven't traveled wide, you're even within the country, I haven't said travel out of the country, get to Benue State, understand how my father was a pastor, so we did a lot of road trips. Sometimes, I went to Medugri, moti maybe in Abauchi, or park ya the motor na ben mad, bonyo mara, one motor jet upon kozo. So Nigerians are not all that bad people. In fact, all other tribes are not all bad. There are tribes in Nigeria that they love to welcome people. Do you understand my point? So that's why you need to understand that you need to gain their trust. You are basically not gaining their trust.
Are we being too emotional as Igbo? We will play politics of emotions. Do you think that
I think
we're too emotions?
It's your
emotional,
guess,
rather.
Your guess is as good as mine. Because, again, we fought the civil war with Nigeria. All right? What did we learn from it? Did we learn that there could be a better negotiation other than fighting?
They brought the war to us.
Ojukwu, wait, hold on. Ojukwu declared, once you declare secession, once you declare a republic within a republic, you've already called for war. That's what it means. Because you have taken a territory. So whether they brought it to you or you took it to them, that's not the issue. But the question is, we were complaining that 30,000 Igbos were massacred in the north, but we lost 3 million in the 3 years war. So weigh them. Which one makes, isn't there another alternative? But again, what exactly is the learning point? Because if something happens to you, you're supposed to learn from it. Mm-hmm. Did we learn food security? Part of the things, actually hunger killed more people during the Nigeria-Biafra civil war than even the bullets. Caritas that was giving us food, a Catholic from Italy that was giving us food here, our leaders then marshaled them and said we're going to kill them, that they were doing this and that, and they stopped giving us food, and 2 million people died as a result of Kwashiorkor. So, have we learned that we need to now develop our place in such a way that we can guarantee food security? At least farm what you can eat without bring. If you go to any market in Anambra State today, I guarantee you that at least 60 to 70% of food items that are up there for sale were not produced in this state. Is it beans? Is it onions? Is it tomato? Is it rice? Is it yam?
Cucumber.
Is it cucumber? How many of them are we producing?
Watermelon.
So we have fought a civil war. We still don't understand that there's a need for the economies of the Southeast to have food security. We have fought a civil war. We still don't understand that you cannot move out if you do not have water bodies. We still don't understand that there's a need to do internal infrastructure. Somehow, between all the states, everybody's just developing their places in silo. Do you understand? So that's the question. Now, let's take it to politics. What did we learn from 1999 elections? We worked with the North to produce Obasanjo. What did we learn from the election? What did we learn even in 2015? We went into a partnership with the North and the North decided to work with the North and we lost. We started complaining since then. What did we learn? How did we apply that learning? How should that affect the conversation we're having today? Things should happen. You go back to a little bit of history. How can we do these things better? First, we need to come to the reality that we cannot be president without the help of other people. And that's what I'm saying. Obi Kubana 20, 30. All of us can decide to vote to where an average Igbo person wants us to vote, and we will end up losing. So what exactly have we done? Do you understand my point? So the strategy is Agara or was Aga. If on the Hausa Mahaneme politics, they belong to different political parties. If on the Yoruba Mahaneme politics, you go in the Southwest now, the governor for your state is still in PDP. Do you understand? So they are not everywhere at the same time. Oh, Nka Agaro. That's why you see Yoruba land is where a husband can be a Muslim, the wife will become a Christian. Abba Salah, Atano, Igba Christmas. It's happening in the office, in the first family. So a man to be president and married to a Christian pastor and they do all these celebrations, it tells you something about that's a culture of tolerance. Here in Igbo land, I know a family that decided that their neighbor, their same villages cannot marry because they are Anglican and Catholics. Oh, album night in a Catholic church, joy what somebody when Anglican come. How can I explain it? In the same village, they can't still get married as a result of religious disagreement.
Intolerance.
Not to talk about political intolerance and the political disagreement.
Yes.
So my point is that once things are happening, because Biafra or no Biafra, wetenka. Do you know that some people feel that they are first-class citizens of Biafra? Do you know that there are people that will still classify as Ndebo second and third citizens? Do you know the problem between the ethics and the BBOs, what they have again? Do you know that even the judge does not think that we can be together? So we have just decided to draw a map and brought people and we are claiming that we must be together with them when they don't even agree with some of the things that we believe in. Do you understand? So it's important to argue from the point of view of knowledge. It's important to argue from the standpoint of information. Because once you lay out all this information, the first question is the conversation we need to be having. And that's why I feel that Igbo needs to have a very difficult conversation among themselves. How do we... First is that we need to ensure that our place is safe. We need to do whatever it takes. Government resources will not be enough to develop an Igbo. State governments and resources are not enough. Even individual governments are not enough. Because whatever you can do as an individual, government can do it times 100 and in a very short period of time.
At a blink of the eye.
At a blink of the eye. So if you have an opportunity to work with that government to bring it to you, you have done everything. Imagine a government coming to your village in Aba to do a university. Do you know what that university, Federal University of something, they just cite it in Aba. You know what it means for Every
election victory begins with a good media projection and visibility. For this reason, BAM Interview has created this campaign space for all our political candidates to reach out to Ndibo and convincingly tell them why their votes should be in your favor. Hurry now, contact the numbers on your screen today. Let's take you a step closer to your victory.
You know what it means for Onyelolo, Onyenweono, BQ? Do you know what it means for Ndinele Rice and around that place? All of a sudden, every other place opens up. So that should be the focus. So once you understand that the involvement in this, whether Bola Tinubu wins or not, because there is time for policy, there is also time for governance. I am of the All Progressives Congress, APC. So I will always support my party candidate, irrespective of wherever he comes from. In the states here, I will not come out openly and say I'm supporting the governor. But that doesn't mean that when it comes to governance, if he seeks for my opinion or what I think about certain things, I'm just coming from Unizik now where we talked about government policy. And I give my views as to how I think the government, what policies I think the government can implement to better this. It's about governance now. And it's about all of us. It's no longer about interest. He will be the governor for the next 4 years. So if I have any contribution to make for the development of the state, why won't I make it? I will go and say, no, I'm not interested though, because that's the same thing we're doing in Nigerian politics. Because the person you want to be president is no longer president, therefore, nobody should say anything. Nobody should be part of anything. And all of that. But Nigeria doesn't work that way.
It doesn't.
So the question is, if you want to produce presidents, sit down and make alignment and build friendship. Have a handshake across the Nile. That's where you start to build the trust. It's a trust building process. Don't forget the history we have in this country. Like I said, Ogini na-ese. Ihe na-ese na 1966 bụ na ndị Hausa feeling na ndị Igbo nọ na military wanite the 5 majors, 1 Yoruba person and 4 Igbo person, and kill their people in the north. They killed Sajana. They killed the Prime Minister Tafawa Balewa in cold blood. Igbo and the one on the Igbo. As na ejeke Igbo everybody na Igbo rose the side that in Igbo. Or that's also on the side that Igbo. So there's already distrust. Therefore, Emagu Ironsi president. Ndị a wanite enwe mutin na whatever ha jebu Agu Ironsi bukwu onye in a counter queue. Now the explanation as to what happened, you can argue whether it is right or wrong, but this is the starting of the problem. So yes, exactly. So after the civil war and all of that, in addition to all of this happening, Ojukwu declared that there will now be secession. Or exactly, MAQ, Metal Q, ndị MAQ, who na Onyeagba abu president, commander in chief. Ojukwu Tsimba, sito onye ọzọ. And abala onye jegbe mba. Do you understand? And that's how this is our journey. And that's why I'm saying at every point in time, we need to have a new Igbo generation of people that are intelligent enough to question, to interrogate the past, and find a way to draw lessons from it so that we can be better in the future. Asinagadi nwa ida na abo.
Ogwefo bu
n'okpo ọnụ. Anyị adago dakwasị anyị agụgo. I interested. Igwe ha bu n'okpo ọnụ ka ọ continue kwa na-emekwa the same thing anyị na-eme. Oh, enyi we are all moving in the same direction. Anyị dakwa anyị bidokwa the same course. We've done it in 2015. We did it in 2019. We did it in 2023. Are we going to do the same thing in 2027? Like I said, enye ndị ebe a.
Ndị Igbo na-ajụ.
Unu nwa chọrọ ịnọ ịsọpọt onye ọzọ sọpọt ọnụ ha. Ndị village movement nọ. Ndị city boy nọdụkwa ada ama. So that onwe ka ndị village boys wee win ya, anyị si n'aka ha na-enweta ihe. Onwekwa ka ndị city boys wee win ya, anyị sikwa n'aka ndị city boy na-enweta something. Onwe dị ka na-eme.
Esi na city boy should be likened to obedient movement and everything. My name on obedient movement didn't come from Peter Obi. Peter Obi nọrọ onwe obido organically. Man, just like you said, Tinubu'S spearheaded the city boy movement. Nwa the sitting president. I don't think they should be liking. I don't think it's the same thing. One started out of the person they involved. One started from the person they involved.
But well, that's your perspective of it. I do not think that.
They are the facts.
No. Again, it's 6 and 9. Remember.
Okay.
It is possible. It is possible that people took an idea. I can bring an idea to you, and then the idea gets bigger when you start the implementation. Do you understand? It's not just City Boy. There's also Tinubu'S Fixing Nigeria Relax. There's a lot of movements that are available. People come up with ideas during political campaigns. Right now, if I indicate interest, I'm running for something. People will call me with a lot of ideas. No, you can try this. No, you can try this. No, you can do this. Yes, you can. It happens. Do you understand? So it's not about whether, but the point is that it's a movement. What is a movement? Group of people that have come together and they're expanding in number. So obedient movement, whether it started with Obi, it was named after him. It is about Obi's interest. It's about Obi becoming president. That is the objective. City Boy movement is about the president, about Bola Ahmed Tinubu becoming president. It is the same thing. Another movement can come. There's the shared movement which believes that they are not even governed by the law of Federal Republic of Nigeria. They are a part of the Islamic community, and then they also do whatever it's a movement. Once you have them, you start small and people are growing in number. The question is, what is the objective to what point? So like I said, it's not even an issue of let us compare or let us not compare. The idea for us is to understand, what do we want? We need to have a conversation. What does Igbo people want? We want to it's not presidency that is, or presidency in Esoku. Then how? Can we have a real conversation as to how? How do we get it?
The route.
Exactly. What is the route? What's the pathway? Let us sit down and understand that you cannot without the help of others. So if we cannot without the help of others, do you mandate others to support you, or do you align, or do you whatever you need to do, building bridges? Mother saying na unu na partnership every day on na bogi in marry him. How do you see that person?
But I think if you look at Tinubu'S if now all the bridges are you'll be seeing Obi Kwankwaso and all those bridges. Don't you think that
it is good.
we are towing the right path now as in the Igbo?
I have nothing wrong with that. But you see, as at today that I'm speaking to you, there is only one person that is sure of being on the ballot in the next elections. And that person is the president of the Republic of Nigeria. You know why? Because Omoro has also a primaries. Obi, Kwankwaso, Atiku, El-Rufai, Rotimi Amaechi, Atiku, Arebeshola, all of them need to sit down and agree on who will become their presidential candidate.
Which they have not.
So until they get who is running, we will know how. So don't blame anybody for taking it. You can't tell me to support somebody from like I said, I'm a card-carrying member of the All Progressives Congress.
Yes.
And I worked as an ambassador in APC. It's not about whether I worked or whether. My intention is to, what you do in politics is to support the candidate of your party. That's what makes you a true party man. Even if I want to go back and do anti-party or do all that, I have to see, is when we get to the bridge, we will cross it.
Yes.
So if I take a stand today, do not blame me because I've taken a stand on the basis of the facts that are before me. ADC does not have a presidential candidate. So anybody that wants P2B, anybody that wants P2B to be president or should join ADC and ensure that they take part in making him the presidential candidate of ADC. It is not
as
the responsibility of...
and you respect that as
and I respect whatever choice that they have.
Too.
Yes. No, not as opposition. I'm not. We are the ruling party. I'm opposition in this state.
Yes, I mean, Onyeagba na putting against you.
Yes,
you are more like an opposition to the person.
No, absolutely. So when we head in Jordan, so when we're saying as against even economy or bam or the emotional,
economy will not get us there.
Understand it that people will make choices. It's like iwe na Aisha ije nota oburo onye kwese na akpoghi yi n'enu ya. No, it no matter how we disagree about it, I will respect that you have made your choice.
Yes.
I've made my choice, so live with it. Learn to live with it.
Papa Bon Boy. Now every time you dey enter beer parlor go drink beer, wetin you wan leave for your children when you buy? With all this small money wey you dey take enter beer parlor, you fit use am invest in land banking with Pine Leaf Estate and Properties Limited. No talk say I no warn you o.